maybe, possibly, when renowned Caitlin Clark hater of not only Caitlin Clark the player, but her fans as well, Elle Duncan left ESPN, we might maybe have been done with that shit show. We are not done with that shit show. We are not. And fans are none too happy. Don't blame you. I'm not.
When the Sports Business Journal confirmed that Elle Duncan would lead USA Network's studio coverage, the announcement didn't land with excitement. It landed with a thud. Almost immediately, comment sections across multiple platforms filled with the same sentiment. Fans weren't just disappointed. They were actively saying they would refuse to watch USA Network's coverage specifically because of this choice. That's not apathy. That's resistance. For a network that just invested heavily in WNBA rights, that should be deeply concerning. Studio shows aren't background noise. They shape perception. They frame narratives. They influence how casual viewers understand what they're watching. When fans say they'll tune out entirely, it means a network risks losing the very audience it paid to attract. That's a brutal return on investment. The reaction also exposes a misunderstanding of fan loyalty. WNBA fans aren't passive. They're engaged, vocal, and deeply protective of the league's progress. They feel like they've fought for years to get the WNBA taken seriously. Now that it finally is, they don't want to see it undermined from inside. This backlash isn't performative outrage. It's frustration born from pattern recognition. Fans have seen media coverage shape narratives in harmful ways before. They don't want to repeat. And the most damaging part? This was avoidable.
This woman should be banned from covering the WNBA, will refuse to watch at USA Network. Man, what a joke. Now we know they're not serious about basketball on this network. Great. Oh, great. Here we go with her bullshit again. She's biased against Caitlin Clark, no doubt about it. No one wants to hear that hateful clown.
The irony in all of this is impossible to ignore. During the CBA negotiations, the players' union repeatedly emphasized fairness, respect, and financial growth. They asked fans to apply pressure. And at first, fans listened. Many agreed that WNBA players deserved more given the league's upward trajectory. But over the course of those negotiations, something changed. Fans watched as players rejected offers that would have nearly tripled salaries by the end of the deal. They watched messaging stay aggressive while the numbers showed ownership making serious concessions. Slowly, public opinion shifted. By the end, many fans felt manipulated rather than mobilized. That context matters now, because when fans see broadcast decisions that feel antagonistic, patience is thin. Trust is fragile. The goodwill built during the league's growth phase is being tested. Public opinion doesn't flip easily, but when it does, it flips hard. And right now, this decision is pushing fans further away at a time when unity matters most.
I mean, you ever seen a group of athletes that, number one, you didn't know could make themselves look worse, but officially have? Not only that, but one issue where people were like, yeah, you ought to get paid a little bit more, and then flash forward 3 months, and people were like, oh, we are sick of y'all's asses. Sign this deal, and let's get on.
Here's where the real disconnect becomes impossible to ignore. The league and its broadcast partners appear to be operating from entirely different playbooks. On one side, you have WNBA leadership and ownership who clearly understand the moment they're in. On the other, you have broadcast decisions that seem completely out of sync with that reality. Adam Silver and WNBA ownership made a calculated move by releasing the 2026 schedule early. That wasn't random. It was strategic. The goal was to build excitement, create urgency, and keep the spotlight firmly on the product while collective bargaining negotiations were still unfolding. And it worked. Fans immediately began circling matchups. Paige Buchers versus Caitlin Clark. Angel Reese versus Caitlin Clark. The Golden State Valkyries debut games. Championship rematches featuring the New York Liberty. Social media lit up with anticipation. The conversation shifted back to basketball. That early schedule release applied pressure in exactly the right way. Players felt the momentum. Fans felt invested. The league controlled the narrative. But then decisions like USA Network studio hire undercut that momentum entirely. Instead of amplifying excitement, it reignited division. Instead of focusing on matchups, it redirected attention toward media drama. That's the problem. While the league is pushing forward, some broadcast partners are pulling sideways. And when that happens, fans notice. This isn't about silencing criticism or demanding cheerleaders. Fans can handle analysis. What they don't want is hostility toward the very players bringing them in. They want coverage that reflects where the league actually is, not where it was 5 years ago. The league strategy was forward-thinking. The broadcast decision feels backward, and that contrast is fueling the backlash more than anything else.
26 schedule is a key step as we prepare for the WNBA's 30th season. Allows teams, partners, broadcasters, fans to begin essential planning for the year ahead. The league views the league schedule as a necessary part of business operations and allow teams to start logistical planning and sell ticket packages. Also, to secure optimum arena dates, all the more crucial for teams who don't own their arenas. Well, and I said yesterday in my video,
that immediate reaction tells you everything you need to understand about how WNBA fans are feeling right now. The moment USA Network announced its studio host for the upcoming season, the response was swift, loud, and overwhelmingly negative. This wasn't mild disappointment or casual skepticism. It was outright rejection. Fans didn't hesitate. They didn't wait to see how things might play out. They made their feelings clear instantly. And that's what makes this situation so striking. USA Network is stepping into a league that's experiencing unprecedented growth. Ratings are up, attendance is up, merchandise sales are climbing. The WNBA is finally breaking through to a broader audience, largely driven by the arrival of a new generation of stars and the explosion of fan engagement around them. In moments like this, every decision matters, especially the faces chosen to represent the league on national television. Instead, the network selected a commentator who has built much of her public profile around antagonizing the league's most popular player and, just as importantly, her fan base. That choice didn't just raise eyebrows. It set off alarms. From the perspective of fans, this wasn't a neutral hire. It felt intentional. It felt dismissive. It felt like the network either misunderstood or outright ignored what has fueled the league's recent momentum. Fans weren't reacting emotionally without reason. They were reacting to a pattern they've already seen play out repeatedly. This isn't just about one personality. It's about tone. It's about alignment. Fans want coverage that reflects excitement, growth, and respect for the players driving interest. Instead, they see a move that appears to lean into controversy at the exact moment when stability and positivity matter most. That raises a bigger question. Why would a network attempting to capitalize on record-breaking momentum deliberately choose a figure who polarizes the very audience they're trying to grow? Why risk alienating fans who've shown up in historic numbers, who've bought tickets, tuned in, and defended the league online? For many fans, the answer feels uncomfortable. Either the network doesn't fully understand the WNBA's current landscape, or it believes controversy will generate engagement regardless of who it pushes away. Both possibilities are troubling, because this moment wasn't just about announcing a host. It was about signaling priorities, and based on the reaction, fans believe USA Network sent the wrong message at the worst possible time.
Race bait is about to go crazy. Correct. Because if you don't check those boxes, L. Duncan said you just might as well not even try. Yeah, little cringe action right there. Great. Another person who hates Caitlyn. Not a serious league. She needs to go away. She's so ignored.
Dead on arrival might sound dramatic, but when you look at the actual fan response across social media, it's hard to argue otherwise. The backlash wasn't confined to one platform or one corner of the internet. It was everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, comment sections, fan forums, all showing the same reaction. Disbelief, anger, and most importantly, refusal. USA Network is set to broadcast at least 50 WNBA games in 2026 as part of the league's new media rights deal. That's not a small commitment. That's a major investment and a massive opportunity. These broadcasts are supposed to build on the momentum created by Caitlin Clark's rookie season, which delivered some of the highest ratings the league has ever seen. Instead of leaning into that momentum, the network chose L. Duncan to lead its studio coverage. This is the same L. Duncan who left ESPN under a cloud of controversy after repeatedly criticizing Caitlin Clark and, just as pointedly, her supporters. That history matters. Fans remember it clearly, and they haven't forgotten how dismissive and combative that coverage often felt. To fans, this doesn't look like a fresh start. It looks like a continuation of the same disconnect they've been complaining about for years. They feel like the media keeps talking around the audience instead of to it. Instead of celebrating what's working, they amplify narratives that create friction. The frustration is magnified by the timing. This is the exact moment when the WNBA should be onboarding new viewers, not pushing them away. Casual fans who tuned in because of Clark, Reese, Buchers, and others are still forming opinions about the league. Studio coverage shapes those opinions. When fans say they won't watch USA Network's coverage because of this decision, that's not empty talk. That's a warning. Ratings are fragile. Momentum is fragile. And alienating a passionate fan base at this stage is a dangerous gamble. From a business standpoint, it feels self-sabotaging. From a fan perspective, it feels insulting. The network had countless options. They could have chosen someone neutral, someone curious, someone aligned with growth. Instead, they chose someone associated with hostility toward the league's biggest draw. That's why fans are calling it dead on arrival. Not because they wanted to fail, but because the network set it up that way.